Assembled guests, please stand. Their Excellencies, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kero, Governor-General of New Zealand, and Dr. Richard Davis.
Me honore he kororia he maunga rongo ki runga ki te mata o te whenua. He whakaaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Aro haina ngā teina me ngā tuakana e noho nei i rungi te whakaaro kotahi pai mārire.
Good, everyone. Please be seated. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā iwi o te motu, e huhi nei tēnei rā, tēnei aku mihi mahana ki a koutou. Kia ora koutou katoa. Distinguished guests, welcome to this morning's very special investiture ceremony. I want to specifically acknowledge Mr. Joe Harawira, our kaumātua, and Mrs. Rānui Ngāremu, our kuia. Hosting investiture ceremonies is one of the most important duties that I perform on behalf of His Majesty, the King of New Zealand. Today's recipients of royal honours are amongst the last to receive Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's approval, and I'm delighted to bring together such an extraordinary group of New Zealanders. These ceremonies celebrate and affirm qualities cherished in our communities, qualities that the late Queen herself embodied throughout her life: commitment, selflessness, and a deep care for others. You have each brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa through your outstanding achievements and your service to our communities. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend my sincerest thanks to you for your contributions. Ms. Catriona McLeod will now summon the recipients and read their citation. After each recipient is honoured, I invite you to join with me in congratulating them.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dame Sophie Pascoe of Christchurch, for services to swimming. Dame Sophie Pascoe is New Zealand's most decorated Paralympian, winning 19 medals across 4 Paralympic Games, 28 medals across 5 World Championships, and 4 medals in 2 Commonwealth Games. Dame Sophie made her international debut aged 13, winning a bronze medal at the IPC Swimming World Championships. 2 years later, she won 3 gold medals and 1 silver at the 2008 Beijing Paralympic Games. At the 2012 Paralympic Games, she secured 3 gold medals in the 100-metre freestyle, 100-metre butterfly, and 200-metre individual medley events, setting world records for the latter 2. She also won 3 silver medals in the 100-metre backstroke, 100-metre breaststroke, and 50-metre freestyle. She achieved a further 3 gold and 2 silver medals at the 2016 Paralympic Games, setting a world record in the 200-metre women's individual medley. She has won 17 gold medals across 4 world championships. She won gold in the 100-metre breaststroke and 200-metre individual medley at both the 2014 and 2018 Commonwealth Games. She's been named Disabled Sportsperson of the Year on 6 occasions at the Hallberg Awards and was named Para-Athlete of the Decade in 2020. Dame Sophie is a role model in the disabled community and Paralympian movement, and an advocate for equality and changing perceptions of people with disabilities. Dame Sophie Pascoe, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dr. Gail Tipper of Dunedin for services to Māori and environmental management. Dr. Gail Tipper started her career with the Electricity Corporation of New Zealand and has contributed to retaining the character and biodiversity in the Waitaki and other catchments. She's been part of working groups to develop and implement customary fisheries mechanisms and to develop restoration projects. She's managed her own consultancy for 25 years, focusing on environmental research and management. She's a leading expert on improving the interface between Indigenous cultures and environmental decision-making. She has published widely and developed methodologies and tools to enhance Indigenous participation in freshwater management. She was a whānau member who worked on the Ngāi Tahu claim and settlement and has held governance roles within Ngāi Tahu organisations. Dr. Tipper was a member of the inaugural Bioheritage National Science Challenge Governance Group. Dr. Gail Tipper, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Nicholas Atkins of Christchurch, for services to science and the community. Nicholas Atkins was a founding member of Science Badge Award Trust, established to stimulate student interest in science and technology. The trust has grown to 29 badges, ranging from agriculture to zoology. The program is now available nationwide, with more than 150 schools participating annually. Mr. Atkins chairs the Canterbury Westland Science Fair Organising Committee. He has been Metropolitan Zone Commissioner and District Leader with Scouting New Zealand. He was a member of the Education Advisory Board, Orana Park, and is the Secretary of Christchurch Kiwanis Club. He was a vestry member and Secretary of St Christopher's, Avonhead. Mr. Atkins was a Judicial Justice of the Peace until retirement. Mr. Nicholas Atkins, please come forward. Mr. Paul McEwen of Wanaka for services to neonatal care. Paul McEwen is a founding trustee and chair of the Canterbury Neonatal Unit Trust. Under his leadership, the trust has raised more than $600,000 and supported several projects and causes, including supplying incubators adapted for rescue helicopters, providing a support package to families who reside outside of Christchurch but have their infant in the Christchurch Women's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, and establishing New Zealand's first human milk bank. An experienced financial planner and advisor, Mr. McEwen has led the Trust to maintain a high level of the capital raised and support regular funding. He's also a retired cricket player, having played for Canterbury Cricket and the Black Caps. Mr. Paul McEwen, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, the late Mrs. Christine Greengrass of Kaiapoi for services to the community. Christine Greengrass contributed to Kaiapoi Plunket when her children were attending and moved through the various schools they attended, serving as chair, treasurer and secretary. She contributed to the Darnley Club for the Elderly, Access North Canterbury for the Disabled, Red Cross, and the Waimakariri Earthquake Response Team as a team leader. She negotiated with government agencies for the welfare and needs of the Kaiapoi community after the devastating Christchurch earthquake in 2012. Mrs. Greengrass was the team leader and treasurer of the Kaiapoi Community Garden and chair of Kaiapoi Tuahiwi Community Board. The late Mrs. Christine Greengrass's insignia will be received by John Greengrass. Please come forward. Mrs. Barbara Hanna of Tapanui for services to the community. Barbara Hanna chairs the West Otago Community Board. She was a major force behind the erection of a cell phone tower, the purchase of a backup generator for the community centre, and liaising with the district council on important projects. She's held administration roles with the Blue Mountain College, West Otago and Otago Country Netball Union. She's been a Netball Otago Incorporated board member. She was a founding member of the West Otago Theatrical Society and has served in numerous roles, including president. Mrs. Hanna organises the Tapanui Christmas Parade and has organised many other local events. Mrs. Barbara Hanna, please come forward. Mr. Paul Klimek of Dunedin for services to historical research. Paul Klimek has documented, researched and connected Polish ancestry, history and migration to New Zealand. He's documented a comprehensive catalogue of all available information on churches, graves and other points of interest. He's a founding member of the Polish Heritage Trust of Otago and Southland and is currently a trustee and board member. Through the trust, he provides access to his research and findings on Polish heritage, providing a way for Polish settlers in New Zealand and around the world to connect. Mr. Klimek has researched for exhibitions and presentations and populated a website with his findings. Mr. Paul Klimek, please come forward. Mr. Yu Xuantang of Christchurch for services to Chinese communities and culture. Yu Xuantang is a master calligrapher who's dedicated his life to teaching Chinese parents and young Chinese New Zealanders traditional cultural practices. His Tai Chi lessons have supported Chinese women, seniors, and new Chinese arrivals feeling culturally and socially isolated. He has helped Chinese youth relate to their cultural roots and build confidence in their identities. He has held calligraphy exhibitions at Canterbury Museum, Christchurch Art Gallery, and Turanga Christchurch Central Library. Mr. Tang has worked with Chinese community organizations, including Taiwan Huashan Society, New Zealand Chinese Association Canterbury, New Zealand Chinese Cultural Association, and Christchurch Guangdong Association. Mr. Yu Xuantang, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
My very warmest congratulations to all recipients. New Zealand's honours system is our highest affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces those things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of fellow New Zealanders. In doing so, you have illustrated the words of the late Queen when she said, "There is nothing in heaven and earth that cannot be achieved by faith and by love and by service to one's neighbour." I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and thank you once again for your service to our community. I also want to acknowledge family and friends here today. This is your day too, and I know recipients could not have gone here and achieved what they did without your love and support. And I thank, and all New Zealanders thank you for that. Kia ora, e huhi mai tātou I tēnei rā.